Alright guys, welcome back to your final level 3 video for our volume unit. Today we're going to be talking about the volume of a sphere. Remember, as we go through this video, you can pause and you can rewind as much as you need to. If anything ever confuses you, you not quite understand, raise your hand. I'm always here to help you. Today we're going to be talking about a sphere. So in the past when we've talked about cylinders and cones, we've had that volume equals the big B times the H. In this case, for a sphere, on our reference chart, and no matter what we're given, if you look at it, when it comes to the volume of a sphere, we're always given the exact formula. So we don't have to do any substitution when it comes to a sphere like we do a cone or a cylinder. But to give you a quick little background, the reason that we have our volume is the 4/3 pi r cubed is because just like that video we watched for cones, it takes 3 cones to fill up a cylinder with the same radius and height. So a cone is 1/3 the volume of a cylinder with the same dimensions. For a sphere it is 2/3 of a cylinder with the same radius and height. And the reason we get this 4, just a quick explanation, is if you think about the height going through this, technically this whole thing is a bunch of circles. And so we have that center point, no matter how you look at it, and that full height of the sphere is technically a diameter, or also what we know as 2 radiuses. So that's how we get this 4 up here. If you want more explanation to that, just let me know and I can give you a more defined answer as to why this formula is the way it is. But for now, this is what we're going to use. One change on your notes, I want you to go ahead and take a second, go ahead and pause this video after you do, or before you do this, and go ahead and mark out this piece and change the radius on here to 6 inches. I want you to go ahead and kind of get used to seeing it with 6 inches, or do that rather than finding the volume. So once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and jump straight in. So when it comes to finding the volume of the sphere, we don't have to do any of the substituting in another formula for B like I was saying. The formula is straight up exactly what it says. The formula for a sphere is 4/3 pi radius cubed. So that's the one big difference, is we are still using that area of a circle because we do have a circle inside of our sphere, but instead of a squared, we have a cube up here. So we have to make sure that we remember that, because that tends to be one of the biggest mistakes that most people make, is they keep this a squared because they're used to that from cones and cylinders. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through, that it is pi r cubed. Once we put in our formula, we're going to go ahead and substitute. So we're going to keep our 4/3. We're going to keep using pi. Our radius in this case is 6, so we're going to have 6 cubed. Now, like I said, you can go ahead and type this in. You can simplify it if you would like. Let's go ahead and put this in terms of pi. So the way we're going to do that first is we're going to just simplify that 6 cubed. So 6 caret 3 is 216. So we get 4/3 pi 216. Okay, simplify one more time. We're just going to take 4/3 and multiply it times 216. So we're going to go alpha y equals, to get our fraction, 4/3. We're going to multiply that times 216. And we get 288. So if we had our answer in terms of pi, the volume of this sphere is 288 pi. Now, we're not solving for in terms of pi, so we are going to go ahead and simplify this even more. Let's round this to the nearest tenth. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take 288. We're going to put in that pi, and we're going to get a volume which is equal to 904.8 inches cubed. Because remember, we're talking volume, so we're in a 3-dimensional object, so we have our units cubed. And that is our volume for our first sphere. Moving to our next one. Once again, we have another radius. Okay, we know we have a diameter when it's all the way across. Okay, if it's from the center point to the edge, that's our radius. That's what we would like to have. So, going ahead and starting off, we know our formula for the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi radius cubed. Remember, it's cubed, not squared. We're going to go ahead and substitute in 4/3 pi Our radius is 4 cubed. Let's go ahead and put this answer in terms of pi as well. So we are going to go 4 cubed, which is 64. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we have 4/3 pi times 64. We're going to go 64 times 4/3. That gives us 256 over 3. Let's go ahead and keep that. So we're going to have 256 over 3 pi. So this is our answer in terms of pi. We're going to go ahead and figure this one out. Let's go to the nearest hundredth on this one. So we're going to go this times pi, and we get our volume, which is equal to 268.08. Our units are centimeters cubed. Alright, so there's our second one. Now last but not least, we're going to go with our word problem example. And remember, when it comes to problems like these, we want to go ahead and draw the picture so we can have an idea of what kind of shape we're looking at in the dimensions as well. I know we have a good idea of what these look like, but just to give us a peace of mind to understand, we're going to go ahead and draw this out. So Mike makes homemade apple lollipops. Each lollipop has a diameter of 2 inches. What is the volume of the lollipop to the nearest tenth? Use 3.14 for pi. So we're going to round to the nearest tenth, and remember, we're using 3.14 for pi on this one instead of actually using pi. So we have lollipops. I know some of you guys were making fun of some of the circles I was making earlier. Sorry, that's the best I can do. Alright, so here's our sphere, and it says that we have a diameter. So remember, a diameter goes all the way across. The diameter is 2 inches. Alright, formula, which is volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. We're going to substitute. So we're going to keep it 4/3. For pi, we're going to, remember, type in 3.14. So 3.14. Our radius, well, they gave us a diameter. Diameter goes from edge to edge, but we want the radius, which goes from center of the point to the edge. So we take half of our diameter, so 2 divided by 1, gives us a radius of 1 cubed. So once we've done that, now we can just go through and we can simplify. Go 4/3, 3.14. Well, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So essentially, we're going 4/3 times 3.14. I'm going to go ahead and type it all in anyways. So we have our 4/3 times 3.14 times 1. Okay, we're going to hit enter. So we get a volume of our lollipop of 4.1, sorry, let's go to the nearest hundredth, 19 inches cubed. Alright guys, that is it for our level 3 video. As always, make sure you copy these down into your notes. Go ahead and paste this into your journal, and then you can go ahead and start your practice. If at any point you need help, you know where to find me. Just raise your hand and I'll be there to help you out. Good luck.